What's up, you guys? Check out that vineyard. It's actually a homemade one, but that's okay. So I'm getting ready to leave. It's been a wonderful visit to see my niece. She's got a great house. I was so happy to be here. Actually, I've been here before because she's had parties. She's lived here about quite a while, so it's just amazing to be able to like come over and see, all the progress that she's made on her house. But check out that like vine. What is that? I forget what that's called. It's like vines for like winemaking. Anyway, her mom did that. She has a beautiful house. This is the back of it. And we're just gonna hang out for a little bit and then get to packing and leaving. So yeah, I mean, life goes on, right? It's kind of hard, but you guys know what the drill is, right? All right, so the birds are chirping. It's beautiful here. Menifee. I mean, if you've ever been to San Diego County, it's amazing. It's 4th of July weekend. Obviously, the kids are grown, so there's no one here. Well, there is a child here, but he's like in his room and he's 17, and you know how that goes. Teenagers. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great holiday weekend, and don't forget to be careful out on the roads, okay? I mean, the last thing you want is some kind of a weird, situation where you got to pay 10 grand just to get out of it, because that's what a DUI costs, FYI. So shout out to my entire family. If you guys are out there and you follow my vlog, I appreciate it. I guess familial alienation is a thing, and it's not a good thing, but it happens, right? So I am with my family, but it's my family on my son's side. So these are, my niece here is his cousin, and my sister-in-law is his aunt. So I'm really grateful to Donna because she helped me out a lot when I was raising my son. She was very hands-on with him for me, and I'll never forget how much she helped me. She used to live in Vegas, and I used to spend my summers there. Because I had a kid at 16, and I didn't have anyone to watch him for me when I went to work. And so in the summertime, I would bring my son to his aunt's, and she had 4 kids, so they were his cousins. They're all grown now, and they've all got kids of their own, and some of them have kids of their own. So it's already like 3 generations. It was a superb, fabulous time to have and be able to spend time with her back in the 90s. And I will never forget just her hospitality to me, like ever. I would stay like 3 months at a time at her house. And I mean, I never, had to pay anything. She always watched my son. Obviously I contributed, but like I did it out of the, out of like from my heart. And it was really hard for her to take anything from me. As you know, I was a dancer, so at the time I would work the clubs in Las Vegas. So it wasn't easy being a single parent. I had to hustle, I had to work, I had to every summer leave my home, and leave my apartment and go and stay in Vegas because, babysitters. I mean, the safety of your children is never, like, you have always got to be worried and, on top of the safety of your kids. And I never really trusted babysitters. Obviously, as you know, my babysitter, I mean, I could tell you stories. And so she was my babysitter from like every summer until my son turned 18. You know, my son's 35 now, so we're talking way back when, right? So yeah, I'm always going to be grateful to her for everything that she's done, and I'm going to be here for her because that's what you do for family members when they go through, you know, life-changing events that are catastrophic, like divorce. It's devastating to see someone that you love go through something like this. And it's true, divorce is like a death. But anyways, we're headed back to LA. I miss my dogs. Honey has an appointment tomorrow, so I have to take her in. It's 80 degrees already out here, so it's like, what, maybe 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So it's gonna be kind of hot. I think we're gonna drive back through Corona Del Mar because I really love that drive. It's like the drive through Elsinore, Corona Del Mar, Alhambra. I mean, it goes like, you know, it will take you through the beach towns, and then the freeways will take you back into like inland California. So I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful drive, and I'm so happy that I was able to like just have a peaceful, serene drive, 3.5 hours to get here. And I hope to take the same route back. Obviously it's GPS, so we have to see where GPS is going to take us through. But yeah, beautiful drive. If you ever come out to like LA, California, you gotta take the scenic drive to Southern California, because it is gorgeous. There's nothing but hills, rolling hills, green rolling hills, beautiful housing developments, large. I mean, it takes you like 30 minutes just to get through each housing development, and there's no like, it's all residential. There's no like commercial areas. You have to like drive out of these scenic areas to get into commercial areas. So we're talking, we're 15 minutes away from Temecula, wine country. It's a Mediterranean, beautiful weather system out here. I love it. So I've always wanted to go to the Mediterranean, but you know, living in Southern California has its privileges. So I hope you guys can hear me, because I didn't put in my earphones, which has a microphone in it. I know that times have changed and they now make wireless earbuds, but I haven't gotten to there yet. So yeah, right? I really wish I had like a military ID so that I could go to like bases and in the area to kind of like shop, because I love going to the BX. So anyways, yeah, this is my summer vlog, guys. I'm getting older. I want to be able to just basically, you know, document everything, because you know, you only live once, and someday my kid, I only have one, but I've got a ton of nieces and nephews, and so my kids one day will be able to, like, you know, see these videos that I made, you know, back in the day, I guess. I don't know. I always worry that YouTube is gonna eventually shut down and everyone's videos are gonna get screwed, but that's just part of life. You always worry about stuff. So yeah, my sister-in-law's coming home with me, so I'm thinking I'm gonna take advantage of the situation and have her help me do the back of my hair to bleach it. Wow. I mean, considering I never leave my house, I like love that this is where I am, right? Not a hotel and some like creepy, you know, hotel. I'm in with family, so this is so amazing. my niece has 3 sisters and they've all moved away. So it's just kind of special to me to be able to spend time here with her. And she's gorgeous. It's amazing to watch someone grow up, turn into a woman right before your eyes. It's just amazing. Family is everything, obviously. Extended family is also everything. And you know, at the end, the bitter truth is your extended family 9 times out of 10 will be there a lot further than your actual blood relatives. And I don't know why that is. I really don't. I don't know why the loyalty in blood relations is so convoluted, right? Because I spent the weekend with my 90-year-old, you know, practical mom-in-law, my sister-in-law's mom, and my sister-in-law is 13 years older than me, so I'm 51. Do the math. It was just a wonderful experience to be able to spend time with women that like know you, have, you know, nothing but good things to tell you, and just appreciate the overall existence of like being in the same room together. It was a wonderful, wonderful visit. And I'm just, you know, the events are unfortunate as to why we came together, but like, you know, life goes on, you know, and after divorce, we still have to move forward. We still have to keep going. We still have to like make, you know, room for our future. Yeah, it's a difficult situation to be in, but I'm more than happy to be here for my family. I mean, it's hard, you know? It's really, really hard. And I don't wish that on anyone. And I can't imagine what my nieces and nephews are going through right now with their parents splitting up after so many years. And I have a lot to do right now. I have to, you know, I'm the aunt. I have to go and see like my nieces and nephews individually and like spend time with them. And the reason that I have such a soft heart for them is because, like I said, their mom and dad helped me raise my son. And I'll never forget that, ever. I will never forget the fact that they helped me raise my son when my own mother told me when he was born, I will never watch him for you. So don't ever ask me for help when it comes to babysitting. And as I said before, she kept that promise. So I had to hightail it up to Vegas. I had to work in the clubs because I was a seasonal employee. I had a kid. I had to take care of him. So am I still bitter? Yeah, I am still bitter because my extended family was there more for me than my family ever was. And today my family behaving like I owe them something. I don't owe you shit. My brother was telling me the other day, you don't have a responsibility to my mom. You don't even have a relationship to her. And I'm like, first of all, that's none of your goddamn business whether I have a relationship with my mother or not. Let's just not get it twisted. It's none of your fucking business whether I have a relationship with my mom or not. And for me to confide in you about the lack of a relationship that I have with my mother, and for you to come back at me and tell me, oh, well, you don't have a relationship with her, so you don't have a responsibility to her. Let me tell you something. When you get pregnant at 16 and your mother tells you don't ever fucking contact me for babysitting, that sets the tone for the rest of your life. So no, I don't have a responsibility to her. I left home at 16. I left home at 16. I became a mother at 16. I fended for myself at 16. Granted, I lived with my son's dad's parents until I was 25. That's neither here nor there. The fact that they were there for me when I needed them the most, yeah. They were there for me. And I can't say that about my family. My family kicked me to the curb. It wasn't like they didn't want me. They wanted a part of me, but they just didn't want to help me. They wanted me around on the holidays, but they didn't want to help me in between, you know? Every time the holiday season came around, I was expected to be around my family, but they never wanted to be there for the hard times that I had to deal with on my own. And I had to deal with a lot of hard times, you know? I had to deal with a lot of hard times. There's a channel that I really like to watch. It's called the Murillo Twins. And the girl, Brittany, reminds me a lot of myself when I was young. And the difference there is, you know, it's a different time for her. And, you know, she was able to like get 1 million followers on YouTube at a very young age. And now her kids are growing up in front of the camera. And she's living her best life, you know? I didn't have that. Like, I think that's a wonderful thing that family channels can persevere in YouTube in terms of financial. Because when I was young, we didn't have that. If you were down and out, you were literally freaking screwed. No one was going to help you. They were going to watch you slide and backslide all the way down to where you were going. If it was hell, that's what they were going to do. It was a dog-eat-dog world. The 90s were not fun. The 80s were even worse. And never mind the 70s. The 70s were awful. When I was really young, we used to live in this area of the San Fernando Valley where there was like this little old decrepit bar right next to the apartments we lived in. I kid you not. Me and my little girlfriends, we were probably like 6, 7, 8 years old. I mean, we would go to the bar and play pool at that age because it was cool in there and you could get Cokes. The first thing that I learned how to read was no one under 21 allowed. Those were the 70s. You could go in a bar and play pool and drink their soda pop and sit at the bar with your parents who happened to be in the bar as well, trying to cool off, right, with an ice cold drink like a beer. My mom was never in there. But my friend's mom used to get off work every day at like 3:30 and she would walk across the parking lot down to the Little Brown Cafe, which was what the name of the bar was. I mean, can you imagine having your child learning how to read and the first thing he learns how to read is no one under 21 allowed? Like, that's crazy to me still. To this day, it's crazy to me. But that's what the 70s were like, you know? In those days, I mean, my babysitter used to take, the cord to like that ironing appliance and beat her daughter with that. They never came in and took her away. It was only after, when she continued to abuse her daughter, that she, was eventually hauled off to prison for something atrocious that she did. And you could go back in my videos and see what that was. I'm trying to live my best life. And some of that is reliving your childhood trauma, because it festers. And you need to be able to look at it from a different perspective and say to yourself, okay, that wasn't really what should have been happening, and I should be aware that that was not okay when it was happening. It's a different time. It's not the 70s. It's not the 80s. It's not the 90s. It's not the 2000s. It's 2022. And we have a right to be happy. Everybody has the right to the pursuit of happiness. This is America. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. Check out these grapes. Aren't they cool? Yeah, so thanks for watching my vlog. Thanks for letting me vent. Thanks for just being here and like subscribing. You know, I promise you my content's only gonna get better. Because there's something to say about revisiting your childhood. You know, you revisit so they say that you could leave the village 1,000 times, and each time you come back to the village, you're gonna have a different perspective. And it's really how I feel. I feel like, you know, it's true. You have to, like, people want to put things away in the back of their brain, and, you know, and that's good too if you can forgive and forget, you know. I am not that type of person. One of my best friends is a Holocaust survivor. That entire campaign is don't ever forget. Don't ever forget. People will gaslight you and tell you that what you saw as a child didn't happen. Don't be fooled. They will tell you that you're crazy making things up because it benefits them, but it doesn't benefit you. So I'm living my best life, and there's nothing anybody could do about it. So if you like my content, like and subscribe, or just come back and see how like trauma survivors like live their life, live their best life, you know? I'm a trauma survivor. I lived through shit I should never have lived through. When I saw the Summer Wells case, it was a trigger for me. Because this is a little girl that can't be found at 5 years old. I was abandoned at 5. I was abandoned at 3. I was left to fend for myself because my uncle was an alcoholic, and his wife left him and left me and her 3 kids there with him. And there's no telling how long time went by. How long did I stay there? All I know is that when I came back to live with my mom, she was 9 months pregnant, and my sister was a year old. A year and a half old. No, a year. I mean, you do the math, you know, and it bothers me. It fucking bothers me. I wish that it didn't. I really wish that it didn't, but it bothers me. And part of reliving that experience is being able to talk about it. And my mom's she's not talking. Her lips are sealed. She doesn't remember. She doesn't know. She can't answer that question. She's just shut completely down. And that's okay. Maybe that's her way of dealing with that trauma, right? I mean, what kind of a person abandons their children? I could care less what you left for. I really don't care. If you did that, yeah. There's no forgetting that. You don't forget that. And every day that my son was alive and is alive, I will always think to that. I would never do that to my child. And I hope that he would never do that to, you know, sometimes you have to step away from the village to go out into the real world and see what normalcy looks like. And then you realize, okay, so this wasn't normal in my childhood. It's not normal. A family that's missing a child is not normal. It's not normal. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on there. And the pain never leaves you, ever. Regardless of how much you love your parents. There's always that one little thing in the back of your brain that bothers you and says, why would she fucking, yeah. So it's a little bittersweet right now that I'm here. You know, obviously I wish that the kids were all here, but they're not. Like I said, I'm having trouble talking to my mom right now because I get really heated over it. And I told my brother my blood boils every time I think of like going to see my mom. And he was just like, oh my God, you know, that's really sad. And I'm like, fuck you. You know what's sad? Yeah, fuck you. You know what's fucking sad? Yeah. Don't even get me started. And I'm, 30 years of therapy, you would think that I would fucking get over it, but like, 30 years of therapy just helps you realize that, like, it's, you keep going. Therapy's like Alcoholics Anonymous. You just gotta keep coming back. You have to just keep coming back. It works. You can't stop therapy. You have to keep going, because there's always going to be the triggers. The triggers are going to be there every holiday. Every time somebody turns the corner and is like, having this new like phase of life, there's always that one little thing that clicks in the back of your mind that tells you, it's all fun and games, right? Until somebody gets hurt. And that somebody was me, and I was a little girl. So fuck you if you think that I'm a sad person because my mom, thinking of visiting my mother makes my blood boil. I'm not over it yet. I'm 51 years old. I will probably never be over it. It will probably bother me for the rest of my life. But that's okay, because I've been in therapy for 30 years. I'm working on it, which is more than I can say for most of my family. So that's my vlog for today. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Follow me on my social medias, and be good to yourself. Be good to yourself. That's what I have to do. Every day of my life, just be good to me. And 90-year-old people that have lived their best life, and 95-year-old people that have lived their best lives, those are the people I look forward to seeing. My mom's 76. She's got a lot to learn. Happy 4th, guys. Don't drink and drive. Watch out for checkpoints. And be careful out there. I love you. Like and subscribe.